Imagine a time when powerful deities were believed to shape every aspect of human life, from love and fertility to war and wisdom. These deities didn't just live in myths or stories. They were active forces that governed the world around us, shaping the course of entire cultures. In fact, the legacy of these divine figures still influences millions of people today. One such group of revered deities are the Orishas, the spiritual entities central to the Yoruba religion. But what exactly are the Orishas, and how have they transcended the boundaries of their African origins to touch the lives of people across the globe? While many people know of them, the full depth of their influence, from personal transformation to the preservation of culture, often remains a mystery. The Yoruba religion, originating from the Yoruba people of West Africa, is rich with spiritual depth and complexity. At its core, the Orishas serve as divine intermediaries connecting the physical and spiritual realms. For centuries, they've guided their followers, offering wisdom, protection, and blessings. Today, the Orishas are more than just figures from the past. They are alive in rituals, ceremonies, and a growing global consciousness. The Yoruba people, originating from the southwestern region of Nigeria, have one of the richest and most intricate spiritual systems in the world. Central to their beliefs are the Orishas, powerful deities that govern the forces of nature, human behavior, and the cosmos. These divine beings are not mere creations of myth. They represent living, active forces that guide the daily lives of their followers. The Yoruba religion, which dates back thousands of years, provides a framework for understanding the universe and humanity's place within it. In Yoruba cosmology, the supreme deity is Olodumare, the creator of everything that exists. Olodumare is believed to be the source of all life and energy, and from this divine entity, the Orishas were born. Each Orisha was entrusted with the responsibility of overseeing specific elements of the world, from the oceans to the mountains, and from war to love. The Orishas serve as intermediaries between humanity and Olodumare, ensuring that the divine will is carried out on earth. The Orishas are considered to be manifestations of the divine will, each embodying distinct qualities and powers. They represent the forces that maintain balance and order in the world, and their presence is felt in nature, in the lives of individuals, and in the social fabric of Yoruba society. The belief in these deities is not confined to ancient history. Today, the Orishas continue to play a significant role in the spiritual lives of millions of people, both in Africa and the African diaspora. The Orishas represent the powerful forces that guide and influence every aspect of the world, from natural elements to human traits. Their stories, rich with meaning, convey not just their divine power, but also their deep connections to the lives of those who call upon them. These deities are not static figures, they are living forces that shape the world's energy, interactions, and even fate. Shango, often regarded as the most dynamic of the Orishas, represents thunder, lightning, and fire. Known for his fiery temper and his strong leadership, Shango is associated with masculinity, authority, and justice. He is a symbol of power, especially in times of conflict, and many invoke him when they seek the strength to overcome adversity. His thunderous presence signifies both destruction and creation. His followers believe that his energy helps them lead with courage, wisdom, and integrity, particularly in situations demanding justice or protection. Oshun, the goddess of love, beauty, fertility, and rivers, exudes an energy that balances compassion with strength. As the goddess of love, she teaches her followers the power of grace, gentleness, and emotional connection. Oshun's domain over the rivers makes her an essential figure in matters of fertility, prosperity, and healing. Her gifts are not just material, but also spiritual. with her blessings often sought for personal growth, romantic fulfillment, and harmony in family and community relationships. Oshun is often depicted as radiating beauty, joy, and abundance, and her energy is said to infuse those who call on her with creativity and a renewed sense of purpose. Yemoja, the mother of all Orishas, represents the nurturing energy of the sea and the rivers. As the goddess of fertility and motherhood, Yemoja embodies the primal forces of creation, motherhood, and the life-giving waters. She is considered the protector of mothers, children, and families, and her influence is deeply connected to the well-being of all life forms. Her followers invoke her in times of need for protection, healing, and emotional nurturing. Yemoja is also revered for her role in the cycles of life and death, symbolizing the eternal flow of life and the nurturing power of the oceans. Her serene, protective nature brings comfort and hope to those in need of guidance. Obatala, the Orisha of wisdom, purity, and fairness, is considered the father of the human race. Revered for his calm and contemplative demeanor, Obatala represents spiritual clarity, moral righteousness, and the pursuit of wisdom. His influence encourages his followers to make wise, just, and fair decisions, focusing on purity of heart and thought. As the creator of humanity, Obatala is seen as the divine force that shaped human beings and continues to guide them toward wisdom and spiritual growth. He is often invoked in moments of introspection, reflection, and moral decision-making, reminding his followers to stay true to their highest ethical standards. Eshu, the trickster and messenger of the gods, is perhaps one of the most complex Orishas. Known for his mischievous nature, Eshu is not only a symbol of change and transformation, but also serves as a bridge between the divine and human worlds. His role as the messenger means that he communicates the desires and intentions of humans to the gods and vice versa. His unpredictable and chaotic energy makes him a figure of fate, representing both opportunity and challenge. Eshu's presence is sought when individuals are navigating the complexities of life, as his energy encourages people to embrace change, learn from mistakes, and accept the unpredictability of life's path. Eshu also plays a central role in divination practices, guiding individuals through complex decisions and helping them understand their destiny. Ogun, the Orisha of iron, war, and labor, is the symbol of perseverance, strength, and transformation. He is the deity associated with tools, weapons, and all forms of physical labor, making him a powerful figure for those in trades, construction, and warfare. Ogun represents both the destruction necessary for creation and the resilience required to keep moving forward. He is revered for his ability to clear obstacles and forge new paths, symbolizing the strength and willpower needed to overcome hardship. Ogun is often called upon by those involved in hard work, from artisans to soldiers, for his protection and guidance in overcoming difficulties. Orunmila, the Orisha of wisdom and knowledge, serves as the god of divination. His presence is most profoundly felt through the practice of Ifa, the system of divination used by Yoruba practitioners to gain insight into the future. Orunmila is seen as the keeper of ancient knowledge and the divine interpreter of fate. His teachings revolve around understanding the patterns of life and recognizing the interconnectedness of all things. He is revered for his wisdom, and his energy helps his followers understand their life's path, make informed decisions, and better understand the mysteries of the universe. Ifa divination through Orunmila continues to be a central aspect of Yoruba spiritual life, guiding people in matters of personal growth, relationships, and spiritual alignment. Each Orisha embodies specific qualities and powers that govern the world in ways that are both visible and invisible. Their domains span the vast spectrum of human life, from physical realms like rivers, oceans, and forests, to intangible aspects such as love, fate, wisdom, and power. The Orishas are not just deities to be worshipped. They are active, living forces that shape our existence, offering guidance, protection, and empowerment. Followers of the Orishas believe that invoking these deities not only brings them closer to divine forces, but also helps them align with their own higher purpose. The practices surrounding the Orishas are as diverse as the deities themselves, and they provide a deep spiritual connection for their followers. These practices are centered on the belief that the Orishas are not distant gods, but active forces that guide, protect, and empower their devotees. At the heart of these practices is a commitment to maintaining a harmonious relationship with the Orishas, seeking their guidance, protection, and blessings through ritual, prayer, and divination. One of the key spiritual practices in Yoruba religion is divination, particularly through the system known as Ifa. Orunmila, the Orisha of wisdom and knowledge, is closely associated with this divination system, which allows practitioners to consult the divine will and receive guidance on life's challenges. Through Ifa, initiated priests known as Babalawos or Iyalawos interpret sacred verses and signs to understand the past, present, and future. This practice is vital in Yoruba spiritual life, as it helps individuals align their actions with the will of the Orishas and the divine order of the universe. Divination helps people make decisions about love, family, health, career, and personal growth, ensuring that their path is in harmony with the forces that govern the world. In addition to divination, rituals and offerings form the core of Orisha worship. Followers believe that offering the right gifts, such as food, flowers, incense, and other symbolic items, can strengthen their connection with the Orishas and invoke their favor. These offerings are often made at personal shrines or altars, which are specially dedicated to specific Orishas. For example, Oshun's followers may offer honey, oranges, and gold items, while those who revere Shango may present offerings of fire or lightning symbols. Rituals are not only meant to seek favor, but also to express gratitude, honor the Orishas, and maintain a balanced spiritual life. Every offering and prayer is a reminder of the constant flow of energy between humans and the divine. Music and dance are also essential components of Orisha worship. Many Yoruba rituals are accompanied by vibrant drumming, singing, and dancing, which are seen as ways to invoke the Orisha's presence and honor their energy. The rhythm of the drums is said to resonate with the heartbeat of the Orishas, bringing their divine presence into the physical realm. Dance movements are often symbolic, mirroring the movements and attributes of the Orishas. For instance, Shango's followers may dance in a way that mimics the power and intensity of thunder, while Oshun's devotees may engage in graceful, flowing movements that reflect her fluid nature. These musical and physical expressions are a way for devotees to communicate with the Orishas and to celebrate their divine qualities. Another important aspect of Orisha worship is the celebration of festivals and ceremonies. These events honor specific Orishas and are marked by a rich combination of rituals, music, dance, and communal participation. The festivals serve as times of spiritual renewal, community bonding, and collective worship. During these festivals, followers come together to pay homage to the Orishas, often through elaborate processions, sacrifices, and rituals that have been passed down through generations. The ceremonies are not just about honoring the Orishas, but also about reinforcing community ties and creating a space for collective spiritual growth. In these moments, the boundary between the spiritual and physical worlds is believed to fade, allowing the Orishas to actively engage with their followers. Initiation rituals are another key practice in Orisha spirituality. Becoming an initiated member of the Orisha tradition is a significant and transformative experience. Initiates undergo a series of rites of passage that mark their connection to the Orishas and their spiritual responsibility. These initiations vary by Orisha and region, but they generally involve the anointment of sacred oils, the wearing of special attire, and the receiving of spiritual guidance from elders and practitioners. These rituals are meant to solidify the initiate's bond with the Orishas and to prepare them to become spiritual leaders, healers, or diviners themselves. The overall goal of these practices is to maintain harmony and balance in life. By living in accordance with the teachings of the Orishas and by performing rituals, offerings, and prayers, followers align themselves with divine will, ensuring peace, prosperity, and spiritual growth. These practices go beyond mere worship. They are a way of living, of deeply engaging with the spiritual forces that shape the world. Whether through personal daily rituals, community festivals, or divination, Orisha worship offers a path to divine guidance, empowerment, and protection. The reach of the Orishas extends far beyond their Yoruba origins in West Africa, having traveled across the world, particularly through the forced migration of Africans during the transatlantic slave trade. The cultural and spiritual practices tied to the Orishas survived in the diaspora, adapting and evolving, yet maintaining their core essence. As millions of Africans were displaced from their homelands, their religious beliefs were carried with them, finding new expressions in the Americas and the Caribbean. One of the most notable ways in which the worship of the Orishas persisted is through candomblé in Brazil, Santeria in Cuba, and Vodou in Haiti. In these regions, the Orishas were syncretized with Catholic saints, as enslaved Africans seeking to retain their spiritual practices were forced to conceal their beliefs under the guise of Christianity. This blending allowed the Orishas to thrive in a new environment, enabling them to remain central to the religious lives of millions. In candomblé, which developed in Brazil, the Orishas were revered as powerful deities associated with various aspects of nature, much as they were in their African context. Through the rituals, music, and dance integral to candomblé, the divine powers of the Orishas continued to be honored, offering their followers guidance, protection, and blessings. Each Orisha in candomblé is associated with specific saints, and the spiritual practices closely mirror those of the Yoruba, albeit with local adaptations. Similarly, in Santeria, the Orishas are identified with Catholic saints, such as Shango being associated with Saint Barbara, and Oshun with Our Lady of Charity. The practices of divination, offerings, and dance, as well as the role of priests and priestesses, parallel those of the Yoruba religion. Over time, Santeria became deeply ingrained in Cuban culture, with its influence spreading across the Americas. Today, it is a recognized and practiced faith among millions, especially within the Afro-Cuban community. In Vodou, the Orishas were incorporated as part of the pantheon of LWA spirits, with many of their characteristics remaining intact, albeit adapted to the Haitian context. Although Vodou is often misunderstood, its roots lie deeply in the African spiritual traditions, and the Orishas remain essential to the practices that continue to shape Haitian society. The survival of these practices speaks to the resilience of African spirituality in the face of oppression. Despite the attempts to erase African cultural identity through slavery and colonization, the Orishas found new life in the hearts of the African diaspora. They offered a spiritual framework that helped enslaved Africans retain a sense of identity, purpose, and connection to their ancestors. In addition, the Orishas became symbols of resistance, empowerment, and cultural pride. As the diaspora communities expanded, so did the influence of the Orishas. Today, their impact is felt not only in religious practices but also in popular culture. The Orishas have inspired music, dance, literature, and art, influencing everything from Afrobeat music in Nigeria to the works of contemporary artists in the Americas. Through their powerful presence, they have become symbols of African heritage and pride, representing strength, resilience, and unity. The global influence of the Orishas is not just spiritual, it extends into cultural, social, and political realms as well. Many Afro descendants see their connection to the Orishas as a way to reclaim their heritage, particularly in countries where African roots were historically suppressed. The Orishas, once symbols of survival, have now become symbols of cultural resurgence, helping communities maintain a link to their African ancestry while navigating the complexities of modern life. Moreover, the increasing recognition of African spiritual systems and the Orishas' influence in the diaspora is part of a broader global awakening to the importance of indigenous cultures and religions. As interest in alternative spiritual practices grows, the Orishas continue to attract attention, not only from practitioners but also from people seeking to explore and understand these rich, ancient traditions. In today's rapidly evolving world, the Orishas remain more than just figures of historical significance. They are vital spiritual forces that continue to shape the lives of millions. While their origins are deeply rooted in African spirituality, their relevance transcends geographical and cultural boundaries. The Orishas' influence is not confined to religious practices alone. They are increasingly recognized for their power to offer personal empowerment, community connection, and even global unity in times of spiritual and societal unrest. One of the most notable ways the Orishas maintain their relevance is through personal empowerment. In a world where individuals often struggle to find their purpose or navigate through personal challenges, many turn to the Orishas for guidance. Each Orisha represents distinct aspects of life: love, wisdom, strength, fertility, and justice. And their followers believe that invoking these deities can bring clarity, protection, and transformation. People today seek the guidance of Oshun for matters of love and relationships, call on Ogun for perseverance in overcoming obstacles, or look to Yemoja for emotional healing and maternal care. The Orishas empower individuals to confront their challenges, improve their personal lives, and unlock their inner potential. Furthermore, the growing global interest in spirituality and personal growth has led many to explore indigenous African religious systems, with the Orishas playing a central role in this exploration. Spiritual seekers, especially those in the diaspora, are increasingly looking to the Orishas for wisdom and understanding. This is evident in the resurgence of practices such as Ifa divination, where people consult the Orishas for advice on relationships, career, and health. Through social media platforms, books, and spiritual workshops, people from various walks of life are learning about the Orishas and adopting their teachings to enhance their own lives. For many, this connection is a way to reclaim lost cultural practices and re-establish a deeper connection with their ancestral roots. The growing global recognition of the Orishas also extends to the world of popular culture. As African spirituality becomes more visible, elements of the Orisha tradition are woven into art, music, literature, and fashion. Musicians such as Beyoncé have incorporated Orisha symbolism in their music videos and performances, introducing these ancient deities to a broader audience. In literature, the Orishas have inspired numerous works, often depicted as powerful and transformative forces, guiding characters through personal and spiritual journeys. Artists are exploring the beauty and complexity of Orisha symbolism in their visual works, from traditional art to modern digital creations. These expressions not only reflect the growing influence of the Orishas, but also contribute to the cultural renaissance of African spirituality. In many ways, the Orishas represent spiritual resilience and cultural pride in the face of modern challenges. For many African descendants in the Americas and other parts of the world, the Orishas offer a way to reconnect with their heritage and reclaim cultural practices that were nearly lost through colonialism and slavery. Today, individuals from various backgrounds are discovering the Orishas as a means of spiritual grounding and identity formation, drawing strength from the divine energies that have guided their ancestors for centuries. These practices help preserve and nurture African cultural traditions, and they serve as a bridge between the past and present, offering wisdom to help navigate the complexities of contemporary life. As interest in African spiritual traditions grows, the Orishas are becoming central figures in conversations around global spirituality. Communities worldwide are embracing the idea of interconnectedness, seeing the Orishas not just as symbols of one particular tradition, but as universal guides that can offer wisdom and healing to people from all walks of life. Whether through the lens of personal empowerment, cultural revival, or spiritual growth, the Orishas remain relevant and vital in the modern world, proving that the ancient deities of the Yoruba people have a timeless presence that transcends the boundaries of time, space, and culture. The Orishas, with their rich history and profound influence, remain far from relics of the past. These deities, who originated in the Yoruba religion, continue to shape not only the lives of millions of people, but also the cultures, traditions, and spiritual practices around the world. From their origins in West Africa to their transformation in the African diaspora, the Orishas have evolved while preserving their essence, adapting to new environments and serving as powerful symbols of strength, wisdom, love, and justice. In the modern world, the Orishas offer more than just a connection to the past. They provide a pathway to personal empowerment, community resilience, and spiritual growth. Whether invoked for guidance in relationships, strength in the face of adversity, or wisdom in moments of uncertainty, the Orishas continue to serve as active and transformative forces. Through their rituals, prayers, and celebrations, they offer a tangible way for people to engage with the divine and unlock the potential within themselves. The ongoing relevance of the Orishas reminds us of the power of spirituality to transcend time and space, bridging ancient wisdom with contemporary needs. In an increasingly disconnected world, their presence offers a grounding force, reconnecting us with the natural world, our ancestors, and the greater cosmic order. As you reflect on the journey of the Orishas, consider how their wisdom might resonate in your own life. What guidance could these ancient deities offer in today's world? And how might their teachings inspire you to live with more purpose, compassion, and clarity? If you found this exploration of the Orishas meaningful, don't forget to like and subscribe for more insights into the spiritual traditions that continue to shape our world today.